Welcome back everyone to another episode of Minecraft Better Than Adventure. Today we're going to be doing some tidying up. I know that's very similar to last episode, and that's because it is. We're nearing episode 50, which is a huge milestone for my world, and I want to make sure things are tidied up because I have a very important announcement episode 50, and I want to make sure that before episode 50 I have a bunch of stuff done that I've been putting off. So that's why this episode and the episode before seem to mostly just be like returning to previous builds and finishing the unfinished. In this case, I'm going to be doing a bunch of interiors, or at least as many as I can with the time restraint that I have. The first one I'm going to be doing is all the way out here, and this is our beach house, our little getaway abode over here. I actually never did the interior for this, so I've brought along with me a bunch of random materials in the hopes that maybe I can get an interior done out here. I guess it just all depends on what I want to go with. So what I imagined was down here there would be a bed, and let's see, I wanted to use spruce. Okay, so I'm gonna have to place a crafting table anyways, so I'll place it downstairs right next to the bed because it always makes sense to have a crafting table next to a bed. Ooh, it's actually getting dark out, so maybe we'll sleep out here in a sec. But before I do that, I want to figure out, does this work if I go a similar route I did last episode? It kind of works in that area. Over here is a bit more open. This is like a loft slash lounge, so I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll put like a corner couch right here. But right here I want this to be a sort of cooking area, and then in here is a closet, and downstairs is where the person sleeps. And it's dark, so let's take a sleep ourselves. Take a sleep? What the heck does that mean? My commentary's been a little bit iffy in the last couple of weeks because I've been so focused on school related stuff. Senior year is going great so far, and I've also got to apply to colleges, so I'll be very busy, and I probably won't be putting nearly as much time into my YouTube channel in these next couple of months just because college is very important to me. However, I will still continue to try to keep this upload schedule up, which is why I got an episode out to you all last week. Speaking of, last week's episode performed absolutely splendidly, and even though it was posted late on a Wednesday, it got over 1,000 views in 4 days. That is just wild, and I can't thank you all enough for your support. If you're new here, let me know in the comments down below. This can be the cooking area now that I think about it. This can be the countertop, and then in here can be the cooking area. I brought some furnaces, and I'm also gonna get myself another crafting table in here. That can kind of work. Put the crafting table down right here, and let's just see what black trap doors look like on top of here. Okay, that's like my new favorite stove design in Better Than Adventure, at least, because that doesn't look half bad. And then at the top here, I thought maybe we could just put this. We can actually use this again too. You know, the vent that usually is above an oven. Okay, so obviously the corner has to be like that. I want to do it like this. So that can kind of work. Yeah, the stairs would have been a better choice, but my inventory is filling up rather quick. Better Than Adventure made food stackable, but they still haven't made beds stackable, which is definitely a pet peeve of mine. I'm actually going to get more oak trap doors here, and I'm going to see if I can make a bit of a closet design in here. Kind of like that, you know? And with that all being done, I think we are finished with the interior of the beach house. I'd say there's not much else we can add here. We have a little bit of a weird looking couch. We have our cabinets, our cooking area, our closet, and our downstairs bedroom. There is one last thing I wanted to do while I was here. I wanted this bridge to curve up the entire time, but I never had the proper materials to actually do so when we built the bridge, and I kind of just put it off ever since. So figured while we're here, we can also finish this little bit of unfinished business. There we go. I just wanted to do an arched bridge here because I never got the chance to, but I figured it would look a lot nicer than the flat one we had. And with that done, we can collect this crafting table and be on our way into the next unfinished build we're going to be trying to finish today, and that is the firehouse. As you all know, we never did the interior to this place, so it's pretty bland in here. However, off camera, I did finish the roof and fill in the walls because I just couldn't leave it that way. My microphone was muted. My microphone was muted this entire time. I finished the walls here, and I decided that I was going to lower the roof in here and in our little lounge room we're building in here, but keep the roof up and high in the area where the fire truck was going to go. I can't believe my mic was muted the entire time for that. That was a waste of recording that I'm gonna have to cut completely out. Man, that is annoying that the entire thing was muted. I need to make sure I check my microphone more often because I didn't notice that. Since this is the the garage area, and this is normally where you'd have a big setup. I figured maybe I should do like almost a toolkit area in here. When I think of old firehouses, I think of Ghostbusters, and there's always like a toolkit area. So that's what I figure I'm gonna do with these wooden planks here, like so. And then we'll have some shelves and stuff. Well, first off, we're going to want to place our crafting table again, because there's always got to be a crafting table in every one of my builds, you know? Since this is planned to be the staff lounge, it might be better for the cooking related stuff to be in here. So we'll actually place it right here on this side, kind of like that. That works. It is getting dark in here, and I feel like they always have a sleeping quarters, so maybe it does kind of make sense that their sleeping quarters are right here, or at least some people sleep here. There we go. Day 1001. When we get to day 1111, I'll let you guys know, because that's a funny number. Just a shelf right here to carry in some space. And you know, I do have some jars on me, so I figured why not make use of some of them and decorate the area with them. Before I do that, however, I do want to get our cabinet sort of set up. There we go. And then I can make use of the black oak trapdoors we still have and the black wooden planks we have to make the vent once again. And of course, there is always a crafting table in these, just because it feels like it fits. We can make it even more like a lounge by just placing a cup there like this, and then maybe we'll place one in here, you know, and another one up here, and then we get some stuff scattered around like so. And then there's actually a reason I have oak leaves on me, and that's because every area needs a small bush. And then we have the bed right here, and this area over here is pretty empty, but I feel like there's not much I can add. Maybe we can go like 1 2 3 4 5. That's good enough. Maybe we'll put a one tall bush, and there we go. To the best of my ability, this is the entire firehouse decorated. So with the firehouse now done and dusted, we can move on to the next area of interest. But before we move on to the next area, I actually need to grab some cloth from my mob farm. There's a ton here, so I'll actually just grab this and walk over. So the next unfinished place I want to move on to is actually the modern house. The modern house down here does not have an interior. Meanwhile, every other build surrounding it, except the lava cast towers, of course, has an interior. I do think I'll eventually do an interior for the lava cast towers, but not anytime soon, because that would be a lot harder to do. It's several layers and I'll have to decorate and stuff. So until then, these will remain unfinished and just be sort of monoliths. However, our modern house here is almost certainly a house that needs to be lived in, because the school, the restaurant, the food truck, and everything else around it has an interior, but this doesn't. We visited here last episode to replace the door with a white door, and now I want to decorate the interior a little bit with what I have available on hand. I actually already have a bit of a room thing here, and I figured this would be the best area for the bed. And then I figured, because this is possible, I could have some of the leaves down here as well. I brought along some of my white wooden fences so that I could decorate the area with some corners like this where we have just a bit of livelihood. I think in this scenario though, it might be better to place this, then one of these for a one tall. On the other side, there won't be anything because most modern houses are relatively wide and empty. I would never want to live in a modern house just because of how many windows there are. I actually didn't bring any furnaces along with me, which complicates things a little bit. We may be able to get some quick cobblestone or something if we just take from here. No one will notice, right? No one will notice we just took part of the walls from the tower. Nah, not at all. We just did the opposite of tidying right there by doing that, but whatever. This little mini area here will be the cooking spot. It's not much. I'm not really sure what else we can add to the modern house. There's not a lot of ideas I have for this. It's a relatively open building. It is getting very dark out. Is it late enough to sleep? Yes, it is. All right, look at that. We can see the sunset in the modern house while sleeping. That's actually really cool. There we go. Yeah, a big couch like so. Yeah, there's not much else we can decorate in here. Maybe I'll throw in another 2 tall plant upstairs. And with that being done, I think we finished the interior of our modern house. We added this, and downstairs we added this. The modern house is relatively empty, but that's because honestly, honestly, these houses are so boring and dull. There's not a lot you can add to them. So with this all being done, that is going to be it for this episode. And let's head right into the sign garden. First up, we have Endless Pain, then Argo Thingy, Polygolf, Quadrilige, Snail Badnik Enjoyer, It's Halo, Danielle 29, The Desolator, Offshalt, Jetpie or Jeppy, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, and finally, Nicholas Buffon. An absolutely massive thank you to these 11 people for watching until the end of last episode. You guys are amazing just as always, and thank you all so much for getting the episode to over 1,000 views. If you made it this far into the video, comment interior because we did a bunch of interiors. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in episode 50. Bye bye!